Hi, boys and girls. So today's reading lesson is going to be about avid nonfiction readers read books more than one time. So we don't just want to read a book once, we can read it many times and find even more information that we didn't notice before. We always want to remember, when we're reading nonfiction, we want to think, wow, I just learned something new. We want to ask questions. What questions did we have? What questions did our brain come up with while we were reading? And remember to find the fancy topic words that they use in the book to help you learn more information. Yesterday, we read this book, Bees to Honey. We read the book, and then across our 5 fingers, together, we came up with these 5 things that we learned from the book. I want us to read the book again. And then I want us to think, can I come up with 5 more things that I've learned from the same book? 5 different things that I learned from the same book? Let's try our best. Yesterday, we learned that bees make honey. Bees get nectar from flowers. Bees take pollen and nectar back to the hive. Bees tell each other where to find flowers. Bees beat their wings to dry the nectar. And that turns to honey, we learned. Let's read the book again. Bees to Honey. Here's our picture dictionary again. A beehive, flowers. The flowers, the colorful things on the outside are called petals. The yellow on the inside is the pollen. That's where they get the pollen and nectar from. Honey, honeycomb, and wings. Bees make honey. Bees need nectar to make honey. Bees eat nectar and honey. They eat pollen too. Bees get nectar from flowers. They get pollen from flowers too. Bees fly from flower to flower, getting nectar and pollen. When the bees have got some nectar and pollen, they take it back to the beehive. At the beehive, the bees do a dance. The dance shows other bees where to go to find the flowers. Bees put nectar into the honeycomb. They beat their wings to make it dry. When the nectar is dry, it becomes honey. Bees who work in the hive make a place to keep the nectar. This place is called honeycomb. Okay, so let's see if we can come up with 5 new things. One thing I noticed is on the very last page, it says, bees who work in the hive make a place to keep the nectar. This place is called honeycomb. So they keep the nectar in the honeycomb. Let's see if that's information we already have. That's not some information we have, so let's write that down. Bees keep the nectar in the honeycomb. What other information can we come up with? Bees dry the nectar. When the nectar dries, it becomes honey. That's also very important. When nectar dries, it becomes honey. These are two new pieces of information that we learned just from reading the same book over again. I'm sure we can come up with 3 more. Take this time to pause the video and think of one more thing that you learned that we didn't write down yesterday. Now, I want you to open up the book that you read yesterday, the same nonfiction book, and read it again. When you read your book again, find as much new information as you can. Share the new information you learned with someone around you. For your assignment today, you're going to take a Post-it and you're going to write one new piece of information that you learned from the book that you were reading. Remember, we're reading the same book we read yesterday. You're going to write it on a Post-it and draw a little picture to go with it. You could take a picture of it and post it on your assignment. Don't forget, you have to fill in your reading log too. Bye, guys.